Whether you like it or not, you can't deny these two facts about the Suzuki Hayabusa. First, it is fast, very fast, and second, it started to get a bit too long in the tooth. Last updated in 2008, this curvy behemoth hasn't received any updates since then. Suzuki has been dropping hints about the new Hayabusa for years, but it seemed that it will take forever before we see the new Japanese Falcon. But the recent reports from MCN and Asphalt and Rubber suggest that the unveiling of the new Hayabusa is much closer than we expected. Unlike before, there are some solid informations have emerged which strongly indicates that this Japanese giant is cooking up something big. Let's see what we can make of the next generation Hayabusa with the little details we have here. Number 1. The design. The iconic design of the Hayabusa has remained largely unchanged for almost 2 decades. And it's not a pretty design, because it's more of a form follows function kind of theme. Suzuki is most likely to keep that theme alive for the next generation motorcycle too, because that curvy design is one of the defining characters of the Hayabusa. Recently, MCN put out an article discussing the possibilities of next generation Hayabusa. The render that they shown with that article follows the same curvy theme with some added sportiness than the current generation motorcycle. There is also another image appeared on a Japanese motorcycle magazine claiming to be the next generation prototype. If these images are legit, then it seems that Suzuki is sticking to that curvy design theme that helped the original Hayabusa to stand out from the crowd. Number 2. The engine. When the Hayabusa was launched in 2008, its power figure of 197 brake horsepower was jaw-dropping. But these days, not so much, as 200 brake horsepower is pretty much the standard among the superbikes. So, if Suzuki wants to make a long-lasting impression among the fans, they will have to deliver something with more power and performance. It's rumored that the Suzuki is going to achieve that goal through 2 possible ways, either by increasing the capacity of the engine or by introducing some sort of forced induction technique. According to the first rumor, the engine capacity of the Hayabusa will be bumped by 100cc, pushing the capacity from 1340cc to 1440cc. That will put its engine on par with the Kawasaki's ZX-14R. According to the second and more popular rumor, the new Hayabusa will have the same or a slightly smaller engine coupled with a turbocharger capable of producing much higher power figure. But one thing is for sure, if Suzuki wants to keep the Hayabusa relevant, they will have to outdo its competition by delivering at least 200 brake horsepower on the rear wheel. Number 3. The gearbox. According to the MCN, the recent patent submitted by Suzuki suggests that the new Hayabusa is going to have a semi-automatic gearbox. The patent, which was released last week, shows an external semi-automatic gearshift mechanism bolted to the outside of a Hayabusa. This mechanism uses an external sensor on the gear lever working in tandem with the servo to actuate the clutch, alongside another actuator to do the shifting. This mechanism is fitted externally and doesn't require any changes to the engine or the gearbox. Like an AMT transmission in a car, you can do the shifting manually or you can leave it to the ECU to decide when to shift. Since the automated shifting mechanism is fitted outside and doesn't require any changes to the gearbox or the engine, it could be an optional extra. The real advantage of the system will come into play on the drag strip, where you can pin the throttle from the standing start and let the computer to perfectly time each gear shifts for maximum acceleration and power without any risk of missed shifts. Even if you are not a drag strip savvy person, you can still find it useful in traffic light GPs. Number 4. Electronics. The electronic department is where the Hayabusa really lags behind the competition. It really seems like a motorcycle from the past decade. The ABS is the only rider aid that the Hayabusa offers right now. Suzuki will have to seriously up the game in the electronics department. With the new GSX-R 1000, we saw the debut of Suzuki's own IMU and other control systems. And we can safely assume that the new Hayabusa will get more comprehensive electronic packages just like its superbike cousin, such as ride-by-wire throttle with the different rider modes, IMU-based traction control system, anti-wheel control, cornering ABS, launch control, etc. Number 5. The Unveiling. It is expected that the new Hayabusa will make its debut in 2019 Tokyo Motor Show. There are two main reasons for that timing. The first one is the 2019 marks the 20th anniversary of this beast. So it would be a perfect time to introduce the third iteration of this speed demon. The second and the most sensible reason is the current generation Hayabusa don't meet the Euro 4 emission norms and is sold under derogation rule, and the time period for which will end in January of 2019. Means that the Suzuki will have to stop selling the motorcycle by then. So it makes perfect sense. This new motorcycle will also be compliant with Euro 5 emission norms, which will be put in place by 2019. So what do you guys think about the upcoming Hayabusa? Is it going to be a smashing hit, or is it too late to the party? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, or if you loved it, please consider subscribing to the channel. And hey, don't forget to push that notification button so you don't miss anything. See you guys next time. Ride safe.